Hey, what's up? Rue Morgue. Yeah, I gotta keep going. I have fun with these, and this one I had to get because one of my favorite filmmakers of all time, George A. Romero, was featured in this. Um, you know, uh, the there is a to me there is a place for social commentary, particularly in horror. Even though I tell you, horror is the or traditional genre, right? What kind of commentary though is being said, right? And in some ways, uh, one of the things that you see in horror, even if it's coming from a more, I guess, left-leaning perspective, is that there's a real fucking problem with modernity. Right? I don't think any of us are debating this. Okay, regardless of we live longer, we have our teeth, we have this and that. Uh, the price that's paid is intangible. It's priceless. I don't know why I'm so philosophical. Maybe because it's late at night. But regardless, Andrea here. She actually met him twice. Just like me, I met him twice. I related the stories to. It's funny. She had a thesis. Her thesis was on his first 3 zombie films. It's funny. They charge 80. The publisher charged $80 for a slim paperback. Don't look it up, and please God, don't buy. But she had mentioned him. It was funny. When she wanted him to sign her thesis, he looked at me with an expression I'll never forget: bemusement, mostly with a twinkle of curiosity that kept it from being condescending. I mean, she's saying, mildly curmudgeonly. I don't know. I didn't get that when I met him. I mean, I told you the first time with that autograph pig, he signed all the guy's stuff and then went to still sign my book. The one I showed you, Dawn of the Dead. When his publicist was literally trying to like drag him out, he said no. This guy was waiting for me to sign it, and he was cool. He was friendly. He actually talked to me for a few minutes. The second time I saw him in 2007, I think now in hindsight, he might have already got that lung cancer diagnosis. Because I remember he seemed a little more subdued. He had said something, uh, kind of I guess semi fatalistic, but it was another decade before he passed. When he passed, man, I'll never forget that. That was this one of her favorite interactions. The close second was Clive Barker ranting passionately, about Donald Trump, while his parrot screeched in agreement. Clive, I think you got other things to worry about, mate, than Donald Trump. Uh, but it was overall, it was like it was nice. It was a nice editorial. Truly, like I said, him and Roddy Piper were two they emanated gratitude and warmth. They were happy that people appreciated the work that they did. It's about all you can ask for in this life. So, and this is an article here, the main article. This book is coming out. This guy here did a lot of research into a lot of apparently this is he found financial success as a Hollywood screenwriter. That's interesting near the end, and all the not just the unfilmed ideas that he had, but some of the unknown films, such as he actually did part of a feature before the latent image was formed. That was the film group that he formed when they were doing like industrial films and starting out. So he actually did a film before Night of the Living Dead, at least with as a collaboration. And also he's starting to he's saying that the whole idea, right? I mean, he always said that it wasn't cast for a black actor, but this guy is saying that now evidence is showing that this is not the case. He tackles Romero's frequently quoted rationale for the casting of black actor Dwayne Jones, the protagonist in Night. He's the best actor, right? It seems strange given that Knight's original he was known as a truck driver. In this book, I really want to push back against the idea he just happened to be black. Oh. The role was written as a southern redneck. A little R, but I guess big S. It was completely reconceived to fit Jones. Okay, all right. Well, that's I never saw the original script. I just go by what George said. Okay. Of course, if you ever see the Larry Fessenden documentary on Night of the Living Dead, they go the fact that they cast a black actor. The whole thing is about that on Infinitum. If you ever want to see that, I forgot what it was called, but and they had George basically saying that it was it was colorblind, but you know what that means today, right? You can't be that. Dwayne Jones was a great actor in the film. I never saw the vampire movie he did, Ganja and House. I should really check it out. And also, this is interesting. The Dawn of the Dead almost was a black exploitation film by AIP. Now that's interesting. 73, possibly early 74. Right? It's an unfinished treatment of Dawn. So that's kind of funny. It reminds me of what movie was around that time. Mega Man. Right? Mega Man had sort of that kind of urban, funky feel to it as well. So you can see the AIP was probably going to do that. Thank God. Thank God you waited for Dario to come with the money. Oh, it's interesting too. His wife, his second wife, who obviously owns the rights to a lot of this stuff, they've given the go-ahead. They're going to do Twilight of the Dead. Now, of course, Land of the Dead, right? Day of the Dead. Day of the Dead was supposed to be more epic. Land of the Dead was kind of more, but originally Twilight of the Dead was really supposed to be this huge thing, and they were going to have different hierarchies of humans, using the zombies as armies against each other. I just wanted to go. They're gonna do that. Also, remember Empire of the Dead? They did it as a comic, but it took place in the post zombie apocalypse world too, in New York, Manhattan, where the elites that run it turn out to be vampires, right? And you also start to get more of the sentient zombies who are truly sentient. They're not like Bub from Day of the Dead. They actually can think just like they were still alive. That was a pretty cool comic. I remember that. I wanted to tackle something here. Zombies are vehicles for fantasies about eradicating an unjust, unequal, corrupt society. Well, George always said that one of the biggest themes of the Living Dead films was a new society taking over the old. Okay, so unjust, unequal, corrupt society. Well, that is true. It is. This society is that. This world is that. But what is replacing it? Yeah. What is it? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? In the end, it really is. There's neither. It's beyond good and evil. It's just power. I mean, it's a little misnomer too, because the metaphor for zombies, especially if you see it in Land of the Dead, if you look at it a certain way, the metaphor for the zombie apocalypse, or the metaphor for the zombies, the living dead, it's so obvious right in front of you what it is. Right? But you would no one in a million years would ever do a movie like that, or if they did, it would be against what I'm saying. Right? I'm not even going to say what it is. I think you know what I'm getting at. Tying into this, I thought it's interesting when he goes, we're talking about Land, right? Land of the Dead, right? Great, that movie. I mean, his second trilogy, I love. Diary of the Dead had really grew on me. Land of the Dead really aged really well, so, and even Survival of the Dead. But the guy says something funny here. Land is so much about wanting to climb the socioeconomic ladder, but nobody would want to join a ruling class that was breeding and slaughtering people to keep the zombies docile. Well, there's only two things with this. One, that there would be tons of people that would want to do that. And the ultimate joke, number two, is that this is actually what's happening. But I don't want to get, the guy's a big fan. He's dredged up a lot of stuff here. He even had a script for War of the Worlds, a 2-part series. Also in Florida, something with Bigfoot. A lot of it goes over a lot of his ideas. The idea of a mass unit for monsters. Yeah. Anyway, that is George. Look, he looks like Marlon Brando a little bit with that Bronx accent. That is, I think, almost extinct. And here's yep, it's funny. They never. The one thing too that you always wonder about, that they cast Dwayne. All respect to him. But remember, man, the whole tragedy. What is the tragedy of Night of the Living Dead? I'm gonna say it again because it doesn't get said enough. Okay? It's right there in front of you too. Ben was heroic. Ben was a man of action. Ben was what you want, right? In the end, Ben gets them all killed. Okay? If they had listened to Cooper, as much of a creep as Cooper was right. They would have survived. And with all these people in here, they probably wouldn't have got shot. By the posse. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm gonna take some time to do the rest of this because I really wanted to focus on George here. Rest in peace, man. Like I said, you were great. You predicted the future. More than any of the science fiction people. And real quick, I don't want to skip this here. Pennsylvania guy here did something on the documentary. A lot of people are making documentaries. Maybe some people shouldn't exegese Lovecraft, but Arkham Report knows what I'm talking about. And I didn't know this. October 1st is George Romero Day in Pittsburgh. Maybe I gotta get over there for that time. But remember with Resident Evil 2 when it came out, George directed the commercial for the Japanese, and it was such a good commercial that they thought of, well, let's make a movie of this and we'll have George Romero doing Resident Evil, right? But Capcom, right? He hired him the commercial, right? Sony wanted to hire him, but then they dropped him, and you ended up with the Paul Anderson movie, which actually, don't kill me, I actually liked. Well, at least when it came out, I liked that first Resident Evil. But remember the way I saw it in 2002, in that hot ass summer, when I was very troubled. I saw it as a bootleg, and a real bootleg, as in a video cassette, as in someone going into the movie theater with a camera, right? But I thought it was a pretty grim movie. I think it was a great combination of like science fiction and horror. But there was no zombies eating people and eating their guts, so that was kind of disappointing. But regardless, I don't know why I got on that tangent, but apparently this guy made a documentary on that, on just the Resident Evil and what could have been. So sounds interesting to check out if you're into video games and George Romero. All right, let's go over the rest.